Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. Disney has been downgraded. Disney stock has been downgraded, and there are concerns that people aren't going to the theme parks.
Right. Well, I want to point out that this is an old picture because it's nowhere near 111.26. People wish it was. It's under $90 again. $89.70 right now.
Yeah,
it's not 111.
That's not good. Remember when they were like $200 a share, and everybody told us we were lying.
Disney's it's going to go up and up and up. We're like, just wait.
Up and up, guys. Yeah, so we're going to talk about this because there are concerns about the theme park attendance this summer. I guess things are not looking very good.
There's concerns about their box office performance.
You know, it could be. It could be completely unrelated, but it almost feels like people are just outright rejecting Disney products and services.
Right, like they're just sick of it.
They're just tired of Disney, so we'll talk a little bit about this because it's all happening at once. And like I said before, it's going to be a death by a thousand cuts for this company. And I do think that at least, in regards to Walt Disney World, given where it's at, given the demographic there, this probably does have something to do with politics. I'll be honest. I think people are probably like, yeah, you know what? We're not going to renew our annual passes.
I think it's pricing. I think it's politics. I think it's subpar, what you're putting out subpar. People are like, they're over it. They're tired of political agenda shit shoved down their throat at every turn. I think there's a number of reasons why people are just like, eh.
So let's talk about all of this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Now, this news is actually a couple days old.
Yeah, you told me about it a couple days ago.
But we're going to talk about how this segues into the shockingly low wait times.
Which is what we really are going to talk about, is this stuff.
The crowds stagnating, and we've got people even on the Disney Tourist blog and on WDW Magic talking about how Disney defenders are out there trying to put a positive spin on it, and they're like, there is no way to put a positive spin on it. So we're going to talk more about the situation with the parks and parks attendance here later. Let's talk about the stock getting downgraded. This again was on July 1st. Disney's stock was downgraded this week by investment advisory company KeyBank Capital Markets over fears of stalled growth at its Disney Plus and Hulu streaming services and lower attendance and its theme parks, according to reports.
This is not the first one there's been 2 or 3 that have downgraded it recently, but they do mention that there has been a drop in attendance, which is what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, we're getting there. They said Disney appears less expensive versus the historical average. We believe the stock is unlikely to work until a number of items have line of sight to being resolved.
Oh, they mean for the stock prices. They say not for the park prices. No way.
They said basically what's going on is Disney Plus numbers are dropping. The movies are tanking at the box office. They just had another bomb with Indiana Jones, and the theme park attendance is down.
Right.
And there's no way to put a positive spin on it. A lot of people running with, Disney World is a ghost town right now.
Okay, here's the thing. I think it depends on where you're looking to. I think the attendance is down. I know the wait time's been down. They were saying they thought it was because of the fact that, we were heading into a 4th of July weekend. And I think ahead of that, it could be the case. Now, I know that their crowds were there the last couple of days because people were talking about one issue they were having was that now they have the standby line open for like Tron, for example.
Yeah.
That people were standing outside in the 100-degree heat, which could also be another factor. It's been very hot. And they were standing outside, not being let into the line to go indoors because the cast members were like holding the line for virtual queue people. So if you pay for like the pay to ride to get to the front of the line, they might let like 30 of you through for every one person that's in standby. So they were basically waiting until 30 people went through the line, even though there weren't 30 people in line before they let anybody else move. So it was holding up the line and stuff. So, I mean, there were lines. I think a part of the lines that there are is because of their new Genie Plus and virtual queuing system, which is making the lines worse than they should be.
Yeah, they talk about this on Throll Data. Actually has the wait times are down 22% this month, but here they show you what the hardest Lightning Lane and lane slots are to get.
Oh, yeah, Tron, of course.
Yeah, Tron, of course, is going to be the big one now. Every time there's a new attraction, then the newest attraction kind of gets bumped down the list, right? Peter Pan's Flight's still on there, though. It's crazy.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is Tom Bricker from Disney Tourist Blog. And he said there is no way to candy coat this. Said summer,
no shit.
Summer 2023 crowd stagnation and surprise slowdown at Disney World.
Why do you think that Disney's been putting all those deals out for summer, for the holidays, for everything else? Why do you think they're doing another like paid, after hours Christmas event? They're trying to make up money.
Yeah, well, he mentions that. He says, dearly departed CFO Christine McCarthy warned investors of a slowdown as Walt Disney World lapped the 50th anniversary. Still current Disney Parks chairman Josh D'Amaro reiterated this, indicating there would be a drop in demand at the Florida parks, even as Disneyland attendance stays strong. Discounting has gotten a lot more aggressive, as we've mentioned repeatedly.
As we've mentioned repeatedly, too.
Disney World already has released over a dozen different discounts through Christmas.
See, if you don't believe us, here's another site saying the exact same thing we're telling you.
Yeah, this is Disney Tourist Blog. This is Tom Bricker. He's definitely, I don't think he's a pixie duster, but he's definitely not anti-Disney. Let's put it that way, right?
We aren't anti-Disney either, contrary to what people think.
said-
me less than you.
I'm to the point where I can take your.
You actually kind of are anti-Disney. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. But
I wasn't. I wasn't for years. I was
keep
like
hoping they're going to do good, but I know they're not gonna.
not under the current regime. Anyway, this is more discounts than they had available for all of last year. Most recently, the return of bounce back offers for 2024. They're better than what was available in 2019 and 2020. Join the ever-growing list.
Yes, I did know that. It's been a big thing. What happens with bounce back offers basically is if you're at the parks, they'll give you an offer to book another trip for a discount if you book like before you leave. So you're bouncing back, bounce back offer.
Now, here's the thing. Everybody keeps trying to put a positive spin on this. There have been a lot of theories for the drop-off in crowds. We'll circle back to some of those later in the post. He says,
circle through a toilet.
the one piece of good news, at least from our perspective in combating contentions on social media, that Disney World is actually busier than ever, is that the Walt Disney Company has directly addressed the slowdown. They flat said, we expect a slowdown. They've preemptively shut down the Galactic Star Cruiser because they knew they weren't going to have it booked this year.
Well, here's the good news, though. If you want to go to the parks and not be like, waiting in line so long, apparently now would have been the time to go.
Yeah, right. Frankly, I can't believe there's any debate among fans about Disney World experience a slowdown.
I agree, but they are. Oh, you can't say that on some of these Disney boards. Oh my God, they'll rip your face off. More room for me, I guess. Yeah, more room for you. Have fun.
The remarks from executives should have put that to rest, but if not, Disney is literally putting its money where its mouth is. The company doesn't discount out of corporate generosity, and more APs were long ago branded as an undesirable guest mix. Yeah.
Yes. You know what's funny to me too? The other thing that people are talking about, they said about revenge travel's over. But back to the stock thing on these boards. Like yesterday, I actually saw someone say, about how they're getting downgraded and they're listing it as a sell, because it's being downgraded and maybe you should sell your stock. People had a shit fit. They jumped down this person's throat. It is not long term. It's looking fantastic. And they're like, but this is a long-term projection and it's not looking fantastic. And like, let me know when you're going to sell yours because I'll buy it up. I'm like, you go ahead. Go ahead there, Karen and Kyle, because if you're the ones losing money, that's on you because your stupidity. It's only a short-term thing. You've been saying that for like 3 years now. How long does short-term last to you people?
And he said, look, here's the data to back up what we're saying. And he goes, on and on and on.
Oh, he's not wrong.
And he said that he definitely thinks there's a correlation between Genie Plus.
No shit.
And a drop off in crowds.
You don't say. God, it's almost like you should get rid of Genie Plus and go back to Fast Pass. I'm just... Okay, so now they have a new Genie Plus pricing structure, and they were hitting records. So the crowds are low. Crowds are lower than expected, and the wait times are down. But they were charging more for Genie Plus than they have charged before. Yeah. Genie Plus, they have it now. So if it wasn't confusing enough, now they have it by park. You can buy either multi-park that you can use different places, or you have to pay per park. And whatever the highest park price is what the multi-park is. So I think Magic Kingdom was like $29 or something like that. And it was approaching $30. It was ridiculously high. So the multi-day park was the same price as that. And then the other ones were, went down compared. I think they were $18 for like Animal Kingdom and stuff like that. But they're making it even more confusing. So people are like, so now, till next year we need park passes or whatever, and then we have the Genie Plus. Now the Genie Plus is done in 4 tiers, so we can make more money by telling people that we're thinking if people see that they get $18 that day as opposed to $29 that day, that they'll pay for it because you're trying to trick people into buying it, and it's just confusing. and it's no fun. And the Fast Pass was so much easier.
He says, turning back to commentary, the first month of this summer season is further proof that pent-up demand is done. Rather than steadily increasing, wait times have more or less stagnated. Then there was a surprise decline over the weekend, which might have been foreseeable to the extent that Saturdays and Sundays have been slower than Mondays and Tuesdays. It shouldn't have been this bad over a long holiday weekend.
People were making the argument that the wait times are down leading up to 4th of July weekend because everybody was waiting for 4th of July weekend, which normally would make sense. Except everybody, didn't come for 4th of July weekend either.
Yeah.
They didn't come Monday or Tuesday.
So this TikToker was walking around Hollywood Studios, said that, it's just dead. It's just absolutely dead.
Well, where were they in Hollywood Studios, though? Were they in Galaxy's Edge?
No.
No. See, here's the thing, too. I can tell you for a fact. Depending on where you're at in a theme park, it might look dead, but then you go to another area, because when we were there during COVID, everybody's like, the crowds are low. And they were in certain areas where they were taking pictures from, they showed the low crowds. But unfortunately, there were a lot of crowds, but they were just in the heavily trafficked areas. And she's not showing the heavily trafficked areas. Show me Galaxy's Edge. Show me Toy Story Land.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about Hollywood Studios now is that the one side of the park, everybody goes for one side of the park now where those are. But he said that we're going back to 2018, 2019 numbers, and he said that as far
that was still busy in 2019.
That was still busy, yeah. But we had an uptick for a while after the pandemic or toward the end of it.
It was nuts.
Where people were, what do they call it? Revenge travel.
Oh, please.
But here, he points out, he said, as for the cause, I think it's impossible to pinpoint just one cause. It's true that Disney's reputation has taken a big hit in the last 2+ years. This could be a contributing factor. It's also the case that guest satisfaction, consumer unfriendly practices, and everything else that Walt Disney World has done to alienate fans and casual visitors could be coming back to bite them. So he's admitting the political stuff might be a problem for some people. I think the reasons vary from person to person. I think they've outpriced a lot of people.
I think that's a big one.
I think the recession is coming and people are like, I don't have an extra $5,000 laying around.
It's too complicated and confusing.
It's too complicated.
Everything's upcharged. Now there's people talking about different places in the parks that the garbage is bad. There's mold growing all over the place on some of the attractions or some of the things that never would have flown a few years ago. That they aren't upkeeping things like they used to and stuff like that. There's just a lot of reasons. I think the political stuff really has people are just like, when you go back to just being Disney and normal, let me know.
Yeah. So we've heard from countless disillusioned Disney former fans who have indicated they were taking their business to Universal.
Universal's busy.
Yes.
Especially since Minions, they opened that new area. Now the new attraction isn't open yet, but it's coming. But I was talking to our one friend who works at Universal. She was telling me online, she's like, it's crazy over here. It's insanely busy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I think people are just, I think there was a bubble for a long time that Disney could do no wrong, and we had a lot of the pixie dusters who were like, and there's still going to be people that go to like Disney could freaking shoot kittens on TV and they'd be totally fine.
Don't
with that.
even make a joke.
Well, I'm just saying, like Disney can do no wrong. They find a way to defend it. This is a guy who literally has covered Disney for a living. He was like us. Covered Disney for a living.
He still gets to do it, though.
He still gets to do it.
But now he's negative Nilly, it's okay.
Yeah.
But when we did it, we got kicked off the list.
Yeah. And he's basically like, yeah, it's slowing down. And I think that, Disney's peak Disney travel, peak Disney theme park mania has passed. I think we had in the mid 2010 to 2017. Disney, everybody was all about Disney. They were all about Disney theme parks.
Well, I remember though that time frame, they were doing all kinds of deals. They were dropping prices, free dining, abounded. I mean, that's why. Yeah.
And I think it's, with the recession coming again, this is an easy thing to cut. No, I can't take a $5,000 to $10,000 vacation this year. We need to hoard our money because we don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not going to spend my money on Disney because they hate me anyway.
Right.
So
they'll tell me if I don't go see their movie, I'm a horrible person.
Right.
I hate minorities.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's not just the theme parks. It's everything Disney touches now. There is pushback, and it's palpable. It's to the point now where even normies are starting to realize that Disney's lost some of its customers. Like they've clearly lost customers, and there's clearly something going on here. They don't want to admit that it might possibly maybe be political.
Well, they doubled down on something, and then they just got rid of their DEI person. Coincidence?
I don't know.
Money goes away, and then a DEI person gets fired. Now, they're going to be doing their, I want to say it's August 9th. I don't know if that's off the top of my head. I think August 9th is the investor call. I think that's when it is. I think. I was right. August 9th, 4:30.
Yeah, so that's going to be a really interesting call. Let's see, Christine McCarthy is gone. Their DEI boss is gone. Their last, 3-4 movies have tanked at the box office. Their theme park attendance is down. That was the one area.
They'll present it that, no, it's all doing great.
Everything's fantastic, guys. It's all good. It's all good. Indiana Jones opened number 1 in like Kuwait or something. It was Denmark, Finland, and Greece.
So it's going to be weird though on this investor call because we're so used to hearing Christine McCarthy speak, and now she's not going to be speaking, and it's going to be so weird.
It'll be AI.
No, it's some guy they have filling in for her. Yeah, so it's going to be weird.
I hope he drops the ball.
I don't know if he'll drop the ball, but
says the quiet part out loud. Like, yeah, everybody, Disney's pretty fucked right now. I don't know what to tell you.
Chapek did say the quiet parts out loud, and that's why he got in trouble. Anyway.
Oh my God. Maybe we'll have Kathleen Kennedy come on for a special guest appearance.
I'm waiting to see what happens there with Kennedy. Anyway. I think it's our best chance of watching her ass get booted. But I'm still not holding my breath because I wouldn't be surprised, though, if they finally do something about her. But
they can't ignore it. She's destroyed every Lucasfilm franchise.
I'm just like, I don't want to let myself get excited. You know? But I don't want to prematurely get excited.
Whoa. All right. Does that make you horny, baby? Does
That's not what I meant. You know it.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yes, you can wrap it up at 30 seconds
Please
ago.
subscribe. Yeah, I think a lot. I'm done with Disney for now. I don't care if I go back.
I'm excited about the Haunted Mansion movie.
The Haunted Mansion movie looks surprisingly decent.
And I'm really excited about the auction that I probably can't be able to afford anything for. It's actually really cool. Van Eaton Galleries is doing a big auction right now. And I forget the guy's collection, but he had one of the largest collections of Disney Ania stuff out there. And he had like 6,000 pieces of it. And they're doing the first 1,500 pieces. So we're going to have at least 2 other auctions beyond this. But they have all kinds of cool stuff in it. They have like, different ride vehicles. They have a bunch of Haunted Mansion stuff. It's really cool. I'm excited to see how that goes. I mean, I can't afford any of it. But there are some things about Disney I'm excited about or I like. I bought myself a Haunted Mansion veil. They have a light up Haunted Mansion veil. I bought that. And I've been buying Haunted Mansion stuff from Lowe's for my house for Halloween because I really like Haunted Mansion. But
nostalgia. We'll always have, this is the thing. We'll always have the Disney we grew up with in our memories. We're just not, it doesn't exist anymore.
At this point
it doesn't
in time,
exist anymore.
Our annual passes, we didn't renew them.
No.
We still could, but we haven't. And we used to go down like at least every other month to cover stuff. And I can because we could actually write it off for our because we actually use it for the blog and for this. But I just don't have enough give a shit to do it.
No. I don't care either. I'm actually more excited about what Universal's going to do. But I don't know. The magic is gone for me. It's been gone for years, but that's me.
I might go down sometime just to sit there at Magic Kingdom one day and see how many times I can ride the Haunted Mansion.
There you go.
I would totally do it.
All right, and they'll be down that day.
Probably. That'd be my luck. All right, wrapping it up.
Let's wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.